It's David with Stereo West Auto Toys here in Elkhorn, and today I'm going to be talking to you about marine equipment for your boats, ATVs, and motorcycles, and why it is so important to choose marine over standard car equipment. The reason why it's so important to choose marine equipment is the treatment that each speaker receives. Your marine speaker from JL is going to receive UV treating over the entire speaker, so it's going to be able to handle all the UV rays that the sun is going to put out while you're outside. It's also going to endure salt fog testing, which is going to make sure that if you're taking your boat out into the ocean rather than a lake, that it can handle all the salt that's in the air out there. As to where your standard car speaker receives zero treatment. Now, even though this is a JL Audio C2 speaker, still a really great speaker, great for your vehicle, it is not intended to be outside. So if you put this in your ATV or your boat, eventually it's going to start having the surround start to deteriorate. It's going to start getting corrosion and other nasty things that are just going to happen to it over time. It'll probably work for a while, sound really good in the meantime, but over time you're going to see some issues. Really good to pick marine is just because car speakers aren't designed to go in boats. How they're built is not made to handle water on the face from a light rain or washing the outdoor vehicle, anything like that. This speaker is your typical coaxial speaker, so it has the tweeter mounted to the front of the cone, and then the cone goes around that tweeter. Now in here, you're going to have a slight gap. Now that's going to be where all your suspension works. So your coil's right there, and then you've got your spider back here that allows your cone to move. So it's going to need a small gap in between that coil and that coaxial tweeter. Now that gap is going to be really prone to getting water into it when it gets wet on the front of it, obviously. As to where this speaker is still a coaxial speaker, but instead of having the tweeter mounted to the center of the speaker like your normal driver, it's mounted on the edges here and floating in place. So that allows for the actual sub-driver to be completely sealed off from the internals. So you're gonna have a completely sealed dust cap that's not gonna allow any water or moisture to go inside of the suspension of the speaker. And then the tweeter itself is going to be closed off on the backing. JL Audio really goes the extra mile is going to be on your terminals. Even though your terminals typically aren't going to see any weather conditions or anything like that, they still get some moisture into those little crevices of your boat, your ATV, your motorcycle, whatever you might have. So they gold plate their terminals so that they can't corrode or rust away, as to where your typical car speaker are just regular copper clad aluminum, and they can corrode. And if you have these in an environment where they're going to be seeing moisture over time, they're going to rust, corrode, and start to deteriorate. The feature of the JL Audio M6 speaker specifically are the different grill options. They're just going to be a little bit nicer for your outdoor vehicles. They're also going to be tested for UV light and salt fog. They're just your standard plastic grills. They come in a few different options. This one here is the Sport Grill in the titanium colorway. It's also going to be equipped with their transflective cone. Now what this is a cool little party trick for your vehicle. This speaker actually has embedded RGB lighting into the speaker from JL Audio with your RGB connectors in back. And the cone is going to be a little bit translucent so that the speaker actually lights up in the grill, which is really cool with the RGB lighting, as to where no car speakers of any kind are going to come with anything like that. So you're just going to get a boring, no light speaker. Some speakers don't even come with grills, which is really bad for your marine audio. This one does come with a grill, but why? Here at Stereo West, we always say, get the proper equipment for the job. Marine audio equipment is the proper equipment for all your outdoor vehicles. Come see us today on 74th and Dodge Street, or out here on Elkhorn at 204th and Veterans Drive. We're open Monday through Friday 9 to 6 and Saturday 9 to 6 as well. Give us a like on Facebook, and thank you for watching.